Hi there, welcome to episode 2 of Imbokodo, Women in the City.
The title of this episode is Too Late for Mama.
Started raining on the way to fetch some water. One woman with a baby on her back. One struck by lightning on the way to fetch some water. Oh yeah, she climbed lightning under the trees to save the child. One woman had no place to go. Lightning comes out with a baby on her back. Friends went to pray for her, but it was too late for mama.
In this episode, we engage with the legacy of apartheid, whose structures were strengthened by coloniality.
We ask if Black women can ever catch up. Let's look at what was happening to women and mothers during apartheid.
And author Njoh speaks about urban planning as a tool of power and social control. Colonialism carried the baton for apartheid spatial planning to continue.
Njoh also demonstrates how colonial urban planning was a system of dominance rather than a neutral one. It governed movement and land, particularly for Black people.
To quote, planning policies found expression as instruments of power, domination, and social control in urban space in colonial Africa, unquote. The spatial segregation of apartheid didn't just stop there. It also infiltrated the social welfare system.
During apartheid, Black women were excluded from welfare systems. I quote, "The provision of welfare was not only inflicted with assumptions about race, but also with very fixed Eurocentric views about gender roles."
This gendered assumptions meant that the system considered white women as deserving of care, whereas Black women were expected to serve others and not be supported, particularly financially.
While apartheid officially ended, its planning logic remains. Even in the new South Africa, the systems were never truly built for us, Black people, Black women.
And Sihlongonyane shows how, in the case of integrated development plans, also known as IDPs, they were constructed using African metaphors such as lekgotla and imbizo to convey participation and transformation. But those metaphors were only symbolic, what he terms as empty signifiers.
The striking irony about the widespread use of the African metaphors is that they were not in the central making of the IDP at the point of transition.
So while it seemed like Black people were being included and participated, the fundamental decision, the structures, the policies were still made by Western experts and international organizations using Western logics. Let's zoom in on the labor, the kind of work that makes other work possible. For domestic workers, labor extends beyond the clock. Their paid work, which includes cleaning homes, cooking meals, caring for children or elders, is physically demanding, emotionally draining, and deeply personal. Yet, it is often treated as invisible and informal, undervalued and underpaid.
But their work doesn't end at the suburban doorstep. After long days of caring for others, many domestic workers return home to being a second shift, cooking, parenting, fetching water, and preparing school uniforms. They embody both paid and unpaid labor, constantly switching roles without pause.
How do Imbokodo navigate paid and unpaid labor in the city? Let's see how this was for particularly black women in the past.
And since our focus is on domestic workers who sometimes happen to be single mothers, we start off with maids and madams to understand the experiences of these women.
Woman calls me madam, and I say, but please don't call me Sue or call me Mayor or something of this kind. But I think it's quite difficult. They're so used when they see a white face to saying madam that it's really difficult for them to change. They do change.
I remember a guy in Pretoria telling me that all whites see blacks as domestic workers and all blacks see whites as policemen.
I think it's very difficult to ask white madams to talk about their maids. It's almost like asking them to talk about what happens behind their bedroom doors.
Yes.
It's such an intimate relationship, and I have met very few white madams who are honest about the working conditions and pay that they give to their black maids.
Evelyn, I'll take this out of here if you can just put those two in here, please.
An Afrikaans-speaking woman who was really very sympathetic to what I was going to do said, you know, you're going to get into a lot of trouble because when you talk about domestic workers, you're really coming into the bedroom.
We've been sitting around here talking about maids, but this, of course, is terribly unusual because most people talk about the girl or the boy, although in many cases the girl or the boy is older than the madam. And I think this just really reflects their attitude towards their black employers, that they are not adults. They're concerned to perpetual immaturity and perpetual inferiority.
Today is Monday, first day of the week, so I do washing.
On Monday, I do the washing. I start doing the washing when I come in the morning.
Monday, I do washing and ironing.
Tuesday is an ironing day.
Tuesday, carpet cleaning, everything's inside and outside.
Wednesday is you sort of tot up the house because it hasn't been looked after for the first 2 days of the week.
And then I do the ironing, and then I do the supper, and on Wednesday I go to church.
Then Thursday is a day off.
Thursday is my baking day.
Then Friday is more like spring cleaning.
Friday is very, very busy.
Then Saturday you do more tidying than anything else, and then in the afternoon you sort of have a break.
So I don't do the washing on Saturday. I do the house.
Saturday is my day off.
Saturday, family come again.
And then Sunday you sort of make big dinner because it's more like feasting day for Europeans. And now this has been my routine for 34 years, 52 weeks in a year. I love white children that I've been looking after, and they love me. They probably like my own babies. Some of them are married. Some of them has children, which are probably my grandchildren. To look after a white madam's child, love her or him, give all you can, make him happy, and until he or she grows. Sometimes we have a nasty feeling to say, here am I looking after somebody else's child. Who's looking after my child? Here am I eating. Here am I feeding somebody's child. Who's feeding my child? And what is my child eating? But we sort of pretend we are happy because it's not going to help us. You can't work and look after your own child. It's not easy.
A poem by Herman Leroux titled I, Domestic Worker, further amplifies the voice of domestic workers.
I, a domestic worker, I get up at 4. I take a taxi. I wait. You want me on duty by 7. Rain or cold, I travel. Sometimes very far. Some days I buy myself that fat cook from the street sellers. It is only 1 rand. Other days I don't even have that 1 rand. But it's okay. My madam will give me yesterday's bread. Food is food. Morning, ma'am. I have a skill. I can fold clothes like my mom taught me. I can iron like the iron is extension of my being. I can show you the secret of cleaning. The hidden talent only we know. I clean your clothes. Clothes I will never wear. I sometimes prepare your meals. Meals that are something I can never afford.
The wet towels on the floor, that polish of your precious wood, the windows that never end, the dust that is always there. Sometimes you treat me well. I get a good salary. I get benefits. You care for me like I'm one of the family. That happens to a few of us in our lifetime. The rest, we are just domestics, the maid. I see your fights with each other. I dare not to speak about it. It is not my business. I see your secrets, your lives you really lead, the fake lives. I am just the maid, the worker in the house, but I see it all. And it makes me sad sometimes to see that you have so much, yet you are so unhappy. I wash the windows, that you hang curtains in front to hide the real life you lead. I clean the floors where you walk on them. I play with your children. They love me as I love them.
Sometimes I'm just the thing that must clean up after a drunk weekend. I do that. I have to work. I'm grateful. I fold your delicate underwear that you bought in the finest shops. I clean the toilets you use, and I wipe the said away, make your home beautiful. I work for a minimum wage. I am cheap labor, and yet that labor is hard labor. Wash the floors, wash the walls, vacuum, iron, hang the washing, sweep, do the dishes, clean the toilets. I know I'm fortunate. I have a job. With the job, I have built a nation. I have fed my own kids, put them through school. I fed your kids, made them food. I cleaned the children's clothes as they go to school for a future.
Sometimes I'm treated well, decent. Other times I'm treated like rubbish. I might not sit. I get that separate cup and plate as if I have illness, yet I make your food. That hurts me. It makes me feel that you think I am dirty. I am not dirty. Your kids run to me. I often speak to them. I know your pets. I know all your likes and dislikes. What do you know about me? I am the one who holds your home together. Clean it. Do so many little things important to you while you go to work. You come home to a clean house. I still have to go clean mine. I am the maid, the domestic, the cheap labor. It is I, Sophie, Johanna, Maria, who have also built this nation as I gave you your perfect home for building a life. I have as much value as the lineage ones. I am the backbone of so many families. I am not just the maid.
I have a name. I have value. I am hope. I'm old now. My hands show the years of work with water. in the cold. There's no retirement package waiting for me. No domestic to clean up after me. I will work until I no longer can. My name is future for many. Food on the table, life, hard work. I'm the worker in your house. I am the one willing to do the work that so many will not, because I have honor. I'm not ashamed to clean the toilets. It's a good day's work. I am me.
Another look at the issues faced by single mothers who are also domestic workers is highlighted in Umama, the movie. We're going to show you a small snippet in relation to these issues, and we'll come back.
Good. Here and here. And the matzo there. Yep.
Half colors in academics, Janine van der Merwe. Honors in swimming, Jessie Smith. With an average of 90% or higher, and top in his grade, Tabiso Sabia.
Show young Tov. Good you to baby girl.
Mom, can I have a potato?
After show guess. Go say goodbye to you.
yazi mntwana ngibone lo mntwana izolo lapha ngasesiphansi sure manje bakithi ngiyambamba singabuyangidlalisela lo muntu ekusentwana hayi chief boy hayi man imanyane yini manje lo masikho sabugringa nawe man hey athi yami ubheke nami ngibuye sekuthini ngiyashukisa smart nje nami hayi man yini manje khathala flat nje hayi wena thula man khuluma too much ntwana yes wena le gawule yabelungu man hayi wena man yini ihlekini ngawe son smart khona ngayi imenya bongana lentwana yibona sipari sa sifana njengonyoko lentwana le kahle kahle wena sana yena sana fana njengonyoko sana cover sana ngalibula ukukhuluma too much kodwa
Separdea Kinim Haro Hever Shkin Barad Arbe Kosher Makat Bechorot
Thanks you.
Oh, tap. Uphekile mfana wami isapha mara.
Cha ma.
Hawa Thabiso. Usho ukuthi mina fanele ngibuyele ngizorana futhi elinye ikhaya.
Ngibili ngithole indondo yokuhlakani eklasini lapha. Wadezama ukusho ukuthi ngibashaye bonke emakhanda.
My baby. Yo. Uyazi lesikolo lesi ufunda kuso. Hayi sinemfundo. Uyaphi?
Ngisaya lapha e-tavern.
Tavern. Thabiso uya e-tavern. Ngikutsheleka ingaki ukuthi angifuni ukuthi uye e-tavern wena. So mina ngikholisa utsotsi la endlini. Thabiso. Thabiso.
Ma, bengicela ukubuza nje into eyodwa. Yini le uthi uyayikhulisa uza uyikhulisa? Ngoba mina esikolweni ngimfana omnyama, la emphakathini ngiyimpimpi. And then la kuwe ngitsotsi.
Thabiso. Uyazi ukuthi yonke lento engiyenzayo la ngisacrifice ngenzela wena.
Ngikumele kwenzela ukuthi ube khona cha.
Okay, ngiyakusisa. Kungaba njani ke mfana wami kusasa? Ngithayise emsebenzini, ngibuye mfana wami sizozikhalela soyi2 celebrate. Ngikuthengele nalama narki yakho amnandi la sweet. Ngiyathembisa.
Isithembiso futhi. Promises are clouds, ma. And only rain is fulfillment. Go on from Solok. Ngidlale.
Single mothers often juggle both paid and unpaid labor with little state support. They are caregivers, breadwinners, and logistical coordinators all rolled into one.
The city and how urban environments are planned and managed has impact on the well-being of these women and their children. In the next episode, we look at aspects of spatial planning that impact the daily experiences of Imbokodo women in the city. Thank you for being here, and we look forward to seeing you again in episode 3.